Welcome to the MGS channel, where I'm going to do a wonderful meal on how to make a taco. It's a pretty cheap taco too, but it's delicious. So I got this sauce. It's a classic Fajita, I believe that's how you say it, but it's a skillet sauce with chipotle and lime right there. Then you need some chicken strips right there. And then I got these really thin, eye of round thin steak right here, and that's going to be our meat. And then I also got the pepper and onion blend. So it's got the yellow onion, red bell peppers, green bell peppers. So there you go right there. And then I got it in my bowl here, and you don't want it wet because it's going to, when you add it, it's going to be a lot of liquid. So I just have it out right now. And then basically all you need is some butter. I already put some in the pan here. So you don't need a lot. What I'm doing is I literally put on the wrong eye. Well, that's not going to melt the butter. And then what you need is basically just some salt and pepper. That's all you need. So basically how this is made is I'll show you. Okay everybody, I seasoned these with salt and pepper, but what I am going to do is add paprika. I love paprika. It gives a little bit of a flavor to it. Not really that much, but... And of course I'm mixing the meat. You never really want to mix meat if you were like freezing it or putting it away. I'm cooking this, so it's not going to do any harm whatsoever. And you want to do both sides. Then I just got a little bit of some Cajun pepper. Now, not a lot because I don't want it hot, but I'm just, well, as you can see, I literally sprinkled a little bit too much, but a good amount. Doesn't have to be on them all. You're just basically putting some flavor because all this is going to be put together. So I have it on high, but I'm going to turn it down because as you can see, my butter is starting to melt, starting to burn, and I don't want the butter to burn. So I'm going to grab my fillets right here. Put them on there. And because of all this, it doesn't take long for these to cook. So I'm going to actually throw my, whoops, I made a mess. But like I say, when you're cooking, it makes a mess. So I got my chicken, put my chicken in there, because all this is going to be cooked together. And mixed with the taco meat anyways. Now I'm just going to let that cook. Smells so delicious. And as it's cooking, I like to move my meat around just to make sure everything's cooking even. I basically just like to play with my food, of course. But the smell is just fantastic. I just flipped everything. As you can see, they're already cooking. These are going to cook faster than these. This is chicken, but I'm going to chop it all up, and that will help them cook faster also. So that's something that you want to be able to do also, instead of, because these are thicker, than these thin steaks. And steak doesn't take that long to cook anyways, if you want to keep the flavor in them. Okay everybody, it's already been on for about 7 minutes now. And as you can see, I've been chopping it up. And you don't have to take it out of the pan to cut them, because you want the flavor of the chicken and also the steak together in the pan that you're going to add your bell peppers and your onions and all that. So I just was getting my fork and cutting everything like so. And you know, have a sharp knife. You can, I mean, I wouldn't recommend having a butter knife to do this with. But if that's all you got, then that's how you're going to have to do it. So this is absolutely a wonderful meal to feed you and your family. Doesn't cost a lot at all. And it's better than going out, because I'll be able to, this is going to make a good 8 to 9 to 10 tacos, depending on how thick you want your tacos. But I'll guarantee you, if a restaurant was doing this, they're going to at least get about 15 tacos out of here. So it's kind of better to be at home. You know it's clean, you know where the food's been, you know how it's cooked, you know if it's raw or not, you know the taste of the flavor. So I'm going to let this sizzle for about another, we'll say another 3 to 4 minutes. And I do have this between low and hot, so it's basically on the medium. It goes from low 5 and then high. I got it on 5. But you don't want to walk away, and you do not want to just let this sit and go do something, because you're going to burn the meat. And after that, you're going to not have a good flavor. You're going to have a burnt flavor in your meal, and that's no good. And the reason I'm using a metal fork is because this is not a non-stick pan. So if you have a non-stick pan, of course, use plastic, not silverware, where you're going to tear up your pan or pot or whatever you're going to cook in. And here's my chicken, so I'll grab a piece here. And as you can see, there's no pink inside. It comes apart very good. It's flaky. When it's flaky like this, basically it's done. If you cook it any longer, you're going to get a rubbery taste to your chicken, and that's just no fun eating. So I have my mix of peppers and onions. So before you add this, what you're going to want to do is have some butter. You don't need a lot, about 1 inch, 2 inches maybe. You're going to want to get that flavor of some butter, and it's going to help everything to not stick and bring the flavor of the meat back out. And also you're going to want to turn it down. And then you're going to go ahead and bring your peppers and onions and all that, and you're going to add it in. And here's the thing. Do not add a lid, because there's too much moisture. I mean, if I was using fresh vegetables, then I wouldn't have to worry about this. But using frozen vegetables, number one, I'm getting a lot more. And also, as you can see, the steam rising, there's a lot of liquid in this frozen veggies I have. Now I could have waited maybe an hour to let that all thaw out, but if you're getting home from work and your family's hungry, or even you're hungry, you're not actually going to want to wait around, because we have liquid here that we're going to pour in, and you'll see that in a little bit. But now that I've added all that, I'm going to take some pepper and I'm just going to sprinkle it in. I like a peppery flavor taste, so I add, a couple shakes. Then I have salt. I don't want it too salty, but I do add a little salt. That's about it. And what I'm going to do, now that there's liquid on here, I'm just going to let that sit. And I'm just going to let that simmer. I got it on low, and I'm going to let that simmer for about a good 6-7 minutes. Okay, everybody, it's still cooking down, and I want to show you why you do not put a lid on here, and why this would be faster of a process if I would have went ahead and unthawed the vegetables. But I mean, it's okay. But I'm gonna, as you can see, the liquid in here, it's like I literally added water, and I technically added water because it was on the peppers and all that, but it makes everything softer. And basically I'm sauteing it, but now I have to let this cook for a little bit longer to get that liquid out of there. As you can see, I'm throwing food out of there, but that's basically why you should always unthaw your vegetables. That's why you should unthaw your vegetables first, or use fresh. Even using fresh would be better, but it's okay. I mean, it's okay if you have liquid. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. It's going to be fine. All you want to do is, I turned it up. I'm going to show you here. I turned it up a little higher than the 5 I had it on. Now it's in between 5 and high. But you do want to stick with it. It's going to be boiling. You do want to stir this. So if you do walk away, only walk away for like a minute, maybe 2, because you don't want it to burn. But there's a good bit of liquid here, so what I'm doing is heating up the veggies, but they're getting really soft, so it's really awesome with that part, especially when you're making tacos. But you do not want a lot of liquid in making tacos. And as I'm leaning this, I'm going to show you, look at the liquid in there. Now I could dump that out, but I don't want to because it has a lot of my flavors. So I'm just really going to let this sizzle for, like, I would say another 6 or 7 minutes. Just let that vapor go out, and something jumps out of the pot, go ahead and eat it. But there you go. I'm letting this saute. Okay, we're back. Now, as you can see, there's still liquid in there, but that's a good thing. You don't want a lot of liquid, so I did let it cook down. But there's still liquid in there, and we do want that, because when you add this liquid right here, if you don't have a liquid, it's going to get very sticky, and that's not the way you want to do it. So now I'm going to open this up just by like that. And you only want to do 1 packet if you're feeding a family of 4. But with what I'm cooking, I only need 1 packet. There you go. And here's the thing. Yes, there's liquid in here, but do not get water and swoosh it around and then put it in here. Do not do that, because there's already liquid in here, and then you're just going to make it runny, and you're not going to have the taste that you want. As you can see, look at all, there's already liquid in here. So now that I put that in there, you want to stir everything up, as so. You want to keep stirring. But it smells delicious. I mean, my goodness, there's your protein, you have your veggies. It's a really good meal, and it's a very good taco. Very delicious. And as you can see, look at all that it's making. But now I am going to turn it up to high. I want to get it to a boil, and I want to get it to a rolling boil, not just boil in certain areas. I want to get everything really hot, because as you're starting to mix this up and as the heat's hitting it, guess what? The flavor is going to come out very strong. It's going to smell so good. But now this is the crucial time that you have to keep mixing it, because it will thicken up in one spot and then it will become really, really sticky. So there it is. It's starting to come to a rolling boil. Really hot, really hot. Again, do not cover it up. Move the packet. I don't want to have that burning. There it is. It's getting really hot. It's getting really hot. The vapors are still coming off. There's still liquid. The water evaporating. I'm stirring it up. I mean, and here's the thing. You would say, why ain't I using a spatula? Or why ain't I using something like that? I'm using a fork because a lot of people don't have all the products as cooking, you know. You might only have a fork. So I'm showing you how to do it with the bare minimum of having to go out and get a spatula or whatever. I do have those. You see them in my videos, but this is just a simple meal. And okay, there it is. I'm stirring it. Oh man, if it's a smell-o-vision, you'd be making this right now. But there it is, there it is, there it is. Up close view. Oh, looking good. But now that it's at a rolling boil, this is when you want to keep it going, keep stirring, keep stirring, keep stirring. Yeah, get that liquid out of there, let it thicken up. It's boiling, it's boiling, it's boiling. We're still cooking, we're still moving it around. We're still moving it around. You're going to do this for a good 3, 4, even 6 minutes is fine. Just stirring, because what you're doing is you want it to thicken up and getting the flavor. The thicker the better, not too thick, but you don't want it runny. Here's the thing, as you're stirring it up, see, I walked away, but I came right back real quick. I just wanted to get a spoon. You want to get a spoon? You want to do a taste test. You want to just get a little bit. Oh, we're too close. So you want to keep stirring it. It's at a rolling boil. Start turning it down now. That's what you want to start doing. Start turning it down. Start turning it down. Let it keep cooking. Let it keep boiling. Keep stirring, keep stirring, keep stirring. Get that liquid out of there. Now, if you was using fresh vegetables and you didn't have all that liquid, you'd already be done. You'd be already serving. But I showed you with a little bit of liquid how to do it from buying it at the store to getting home and cooking. So what I have this spoon for, though, is I just want to taste my sauce to make sure it's at the right flavor that I want it to be at. Yeah, I like it. It's right where it needs to be. It's a little bit spicy, just like I like, just like I want it. I did notice one thing though. It needs a little salt. So I am going to come over here and grab a little bit more salt, sprinkle it in to taste. I would say about 4 pinches. That would do it. I don't want it too salty. But there we go. And there you go. This is how it's done. I'm going to turn this off now. I want you to see what I'm doing. I'm going to turn this off. There you go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let this sit. I'm going to let this now just get the flavor as I'm really just pushing it down because I want all that in there. But I could just shake it. You know, the bring this back here. I could shake it. You don't, you know, but there you go. There you go. Okay, so now I took this off the eye and I have another pan here. Now this one is a non-stick pan. So I'm going to get a spatula because you don't want to scrape the non-stick pan. And as I'm putting the butter. I got it hot, and all this is for, I put it on between medium and hot. And what I have is I have these flour tortillas. So now it's called the time to serve. I got my plate here. And what it is it's just basically warming up a tortilla. Put one in there like that. Swirl it around. Half it. Put this in there like, pick this up. Swirl it around. Half it. Half it. Okay. I'm keeping it warm. And what I'm doing is with a spoon. Now here's the cool part. Here's when it gets interesting. Okay. I have a spoonful like that. Spoonful like that. Spoonful right here. That's one tortilla. Another one right here. Another one right here. And we'll try to do even. And then what it is you just want to use a little bit. Do not use a lot. This is a Mexican tortilla. You want to get your Parmesan, and you just want a little cheese flavor. That's all. So you're just sprinkling a little, not a lot, not a lot. You don't want that flavor to come out too strong. Now all you're going to do is fold this over. Get your spatula. Roll it in. Now I want to get you up close here. So what I did, it's like making a burrito. I flipped it over and I push it in like that, and I'm rolling this over. And you want to put this down. I made a mistake and had it way too hot. But you want to, there you go. You want to take that off. You want to serve it. Again, roll this down. Roll this down like, well, make sure the food is in there. Fold it like that. Fold it. And then serve it. Okay. And that's what it's going to look like. To toast it. You don't have to have it that dark if you don't want to, but that is what the outcome of it. Delicious, good meal for your family. Like I say again, you don't, look at that, it's brown on there. It's cooked, it's really good. That's how you do a burrito at home. Very good, very flavorful, delicious. I want to thank you for coming to my channel. I want to thank you for watching. If you ever want to see how to make a quick meal, please come on by, subscribe, like, follow, come to my channel, come check me out. And I have some really good meals on there that you can make. They're quick, they're easy, they're delicious, they're filling, everything that you'd be looking for in a good dish. You don't need a lot of equipment to make it. You don't need to be a professional. You can be the regular Joe and make a good meal for you, your family, your friends, or whoever. Thank you for coming again. I'll see you on the next video. Make sure you subscribe, like, follow, so you can watch me and see more of how I do it.